Hey Youngs Grove, this is Miss Truitt coming to you live from my kitchen for another Fraction Friday. Today we're going to work on fractions with our
homemade pizza!
We look forward to it.
We can find math everywhere in the kitchen. So the first thing we're going to do when we cook our homemade pizza is Mary Ann's going to set the oven to 425 degrees. It counts by fives as it goes up.
85, 90, 95.
Okay, now press the start button. Okay, now Davis has pre-done some ingredients for us. Can you tell us about it?
Now we have poured in 2 bags of pizza dough flour.
Okay.
So here's where fractions come into play. Our next step requires 1 1/3 cup of warm water.
Turn it off.
Go.
Light dough ball, give me your other hand.
And now, this is also where some fractions come in. When me and my mama are stirring the pizza dough ingredients together. This smells funky. Probably because it's just flour and water. It's sort of like Play-Doh right now. And that's why you have to stir really hard.
All right.
I am drizzling 1 tablespoon of olive oil over the pizza dough. Now we're going to let our dough sit there for 20 minutes.
Okay, so now that we've divided our dough in half, so we now have 2 pizza crusts that we're going to cook for 14 minutes.
Now that we have cooked our crust and spread our sauce, we're going to put on our toppings.
Cheese, pepperoni.
Now that we've got our cheese and pepperoni on our pizzas, ooh, they look like they're going to be good. I'm going to put them back in the oven at 425, and I'm going to cook them for 1/4 of an hour. Now, you might wonder, how do we figure out what 1/4 of an hour is? Well, if we know 1 hour is 60 minutes, we have to divide that by 4. So if I have 60 divided by 4, if you're looking at a clock, okay, at the top of the clock's a 12, the bottom's a 6, okay, and on one side you have a 3, and on one side you have a 9. Well, if you break that clock into fourths, you will see that 1/4 of an hour is 15 minutes. So I'm going to cook these pizzas for 15 minutes, which is also, sometimes we call that 1/4 of an hour, which is the same thing as 1/4.
So our pizzas are now ready, and we are very excited to eat them. But before we do, let's have a quick fractions lesson. So you see our pizza. Now they're not perfectly round like you would get at the store, but they're really good. So here's our lesson. If it was just my husband and I going to share one of these pizzas, I would need to cut it in half, okay? So I'm going to attempt to cut it in half. So my pizza is now cut in half. We have 2, well, almost equal slices. So we'll just pretend they're equal. 2 equal slices, okay. But we have 2 children, so we have to cut it again to make 4 equal slices. So we're going to make fourths. So we can now see that I had half, and now I cut it in fourths. So 2/4 equals 1/2 of the pizza. Now, this is where parents, we sometimes like to, I won't say trick our kids, but kind of, sort of. So my kids may be like, I don't want 1 piece of pizza, I want 2. So here's how you do it with equivalent fractions. I'm going to cut each fourth in half. So now this that was 1/4, this piece, now is 2/8 because I now have 8 total pieces. Well, guess what? My kids didn't want 1 piece. They didn't want 1/4. They wanted 2 pieces. Well, now, ta-da, they're going to get 2 pieces, but it's still equal to 1 piece. So 2/8 is equivalent to 1/4. So now they think they're getting more pizza when they're actually getting the same amount. So boys and girls, I want you to remember that if you know equivalent fractions, you know that you're not getting more, you're getting the same amount. So
I hope you have enjoyed this cooking lesson today on our Fraction Friday, and I hope you remember that fractions are everywhere. So it's very important to learn your fractions because you will use them in real life. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a great day.